host Michelle Burgess on behalf of Case Western Reserve University's Women in Tech. We'll be joined by Dr. Umit Yalcinalp, who works at Oracle. She's a software architect, and she's only one of 18 women that holds the IC6 designation. Oracle holds over 130,000 global-wide employees, and we're excited and fortunate enough to chat with her. Thanks for joining us in today's segment. I'd just really like to dive in and learn more about you as a software engineer at Oracle. Tell us more in detail what that is and also what IC6 represents.
IC6 is the highest level in the technical ladder in Oracle, and I am one of the 18 women engineers in this role in the company. As an architect, what we do is that we look at the whole technical requirements as well as business requirements as we work with the business partners as how to develop software or platforms and for a variety of people and how to stage them and what features are going to go into it and to have a broad vision of architecture, end-to-end architecture about it from very high level all to very low detail.
Walk us through the process of taking on a project and kind of what the dynamics are in working with the team, or how it goes from the incubation stage to when a product can actually launch.
It depends on the kind of the team that you're dealing with. First of all, sometimes that you're dealing with products that have been in place for a long time. So when you have another release, you already have people in place, you already have roles defined, the management team knows about everybody, your colleagues, that everybody has its role and assignment. But sometimes that doesn't work that way. So you start a project when you don't have the team and you're building up and you're defining the product at the same time. That's when the excitement, and most startups work that way. At that point, what you do is you try to focus on something called a minimum viable product. So that means when you deliver that product end to end with a small set of features, and if you put it in front of a consumer customer, can you get feedback and can you get their reaction as to what they like or they need from the product? Because you cannot anticipate everything. You need to be able to focus on a set of customers who can give you very good feedback and will be able to work with you to be able to get to the next stage. So on an incubation period, defining that minimum set of features, it is the biggest bang for the buck. So you start building your team and everybody starts working together along those ideas. But the architect's role is really important because the architect paints a general brush of these gestures and paints the vision as well as starts looking at these very details, and the rest of them starts filling in those product staging.
I like how you explained your role as a software architect of painting the broad strokes and taking a look at the canvas and pulling in the right people. From your career experience, have there been certain roles that now are crucial to the work that you do, that give you a new lens for your work? What's kind of shaped you being the wonderful architect that you are?
One of the things that helped me is I have a PhD in computer science. So when you have a PhD in computer science, you have to look at everything very analytically. You have to think big, because you think that you're going to have this project which is going to change the world, or it has this future and it's not going to end when you graduate out of school. It's not this, in a sense, software engineering has that continuity and has that, I'm always going to be a student mentality, because as a software engineer, you can never assume that you know everything. Everything changes so quickly. all of a sudden you're bombarded with a new system, new capabilities, new API. There's so many interesting and clever people out there, and they're trying to solve similar problems like you do. So you learn from them and they learn from you. So despite the fact that people think, oh, being an academic is not the same thing in the industry, I think it's really funny to say that after all these years, having being a long-term student as a PhD student never failed my appreciation for being a student for life.